Hey guys, this is Kate, and I just want to do a video and show you kind of how I put it on a title and embellish a layout. So this is using the Studio Calico 34th Street kit, which was the December kit, and I also have the Kris Kringle add-on. So all of these papers, except for the gray one with the kind of bokeh dots on it, is from the kit. That one is an October afternoon paper from Midway. Also, the cloud vellum at the top is from the Dear Lizzie Neapolitan collection. And the background paper is also a Dear Lizzie paper, but it is from the kit. So I've already done a bunch of layering. The striped thing at the bottom is part of a piece of paper, the bottom of a piece of paper that tells you the name. So I've pulled out some embellishments that I think might go with it. I don't really end up using any of these that I'm showing right now, but this is kind of my process. I pull out everything that's kind of in the color family of the papers that I've used, and I really haven't used a whole lot of my new Dear Lizzie stuff, Fifth and Frolic, so I thought that with these muted tones it would really go well. I thought might use those arrows because they were kind of that mint green. These are the stickers for Fifth and Frolic. I also pulled out the die cut pieces and then a couple of my mind's eye little label stickers that I don't end up using. But like I said, I like to have options. These are the 6x12 sticker sheets for the Dear Lizzie Fifth and Frolic. Again, and I also had the Amy Tan ones out because I want some sort of camera element on this layout. So I pulled these different things thinking that that may be how I incorporate a camera, but I end up doing something different that you'll see later. Because the picture is actually a postcard from an art gallery of a photographer that I love. So I wanted to make that apparent when you look at the layout that it's a photographer's picture. So I also pulled out a bunch of thickers because I had no idea how I wanted to do the title or in what type. So those are both Amy Tangerine. They're the same font. One's a white wood grain. Then those there's a gray chipboard, gray fabric, a white, and then a random pink one. That's from Studio Calico, and I just wasn't sure what I was going to do there. So now I'm going to actually show you the embellishments that came with the kit and kind of how I really try to incorporate them into my layouts when I work with a kit, but sometimes you just have to use what you have, you know? Some of the things didn't really work for me. I loved those brads. I really wanted to use them, but I ended up putting an element of silver on my layout, and those were gold, and it just didn't look right, so I didn't end up using those. And then those are basic gray that are available at Joanne, those little fabric tabs, they're awesome. And these are the stamps that came with the kit, the add-on, and the card kit, which I also don't end up using. There's some little Pebbles paper clips, and that's from the month before's kit that I had left over, so I'll keep that in my little tray in case I want to pull from it. And in that little teacup there are all the smaller embellishments and also scraps that I've used on other layouts from this kit. May or may not be papers that are from the kit. Those are some sequins. There's some brads. There's a roll of October Afternoon washi tape from the Witch Hazel collection. It's really cute. It's black with white polka dots. I've already used a lot of it, and I use it on this layout as well. And then in the bottom there are two other packs of brads. I just put them in those clear things because they're easier to see than those glassine bags. There's a couple of badges. There's some twine and some ribbon and these cute little Maya Road paper clips that are like a house with a heart in it. They're really cute. So the first thing that I'm going to do is start. Oh, I'm sorry. I also pulled these other washi tapes. Freckled Fawn and MT are the brands of those washi tapes. And I can put links to some of the stuff. I also have my jar of sequins, and I keep those also in those little, they're like little jewelry, clear jewelry bags, and it just makes it easier to see. And those happen to be in a glassine one, but I don't end up using them anyway, so. But otherwise, I keep them in those little jewelry bags instead of just throwing them all together because I don't really like to dig. So I like to have things kind of separated. So I'm just taking a look at the layout and kind of figuring out what direction I want to go in with the embellishments. I have also pulled these little circle stickers, and they're from this 12 by 12 sticker sheet from the KI Memories flashback collection. It's super cute. I have the stamps, the sticker sheet, I think one piece of paper, but I just stick them on a little piece of wax paper. I've done that for a long time, putting stickers on wax paper, but you'll see later in this video that I adopted a trick from Tracy, who's Mercy Tiara, about doing my title. So that's actually a piece of paper that is from the kit that's 12 by 12, but it's journaling cards. And I was just showing you the other side. There's those yellow arrows, because I tried to use those, but it didn't work out. So now I am going to cut this little, it's backed on acetate, so I can cut this little fabric thing and kind of lay it there and see if I like it before committing to putting it down. And now I'm just looking through my stickers and trying to figure out kind of what direction I want to go in, which stickers I want to use, if any. I feel like I need to bring some other pink elements into this layout, so that's why I cut this feather out, because I love feathers. I think they're so cute. And I'm just kind of flipping through this book. As you can see, I haven't used very many of those, to see if there's anything else that I'd like to use. Turns out there's not. And then here, I decided I really like that border strip, because I wanted to add some pink to the top of this little cluster. And I do this a lot. I cut the border strips in half, so that way, I mean, if you're going to stick it underneath layering, it's not going to show anyway, so there's no point in wasting, the whole thing. But then I decided that it didn't show up very well up against that kind of busy basic gray paper, so I put a little strip of washi tape down to kind of give it a place to settle. And then I ended up tearing it up because I like the ends messy, and I wanted to separate it and put some to break up that black washi tape as well, make it a little bit softer. So I'm just trying to figure out where I'm going here at this point. And I decided to go ahead and add that down because I'm not going to put anything else on that postcard except for some letters. So I'm pretty confident that that will be okay there. I'm not going to layer underneath it or anything. And then I'm going to add a few little strips of paper to the top of this layout to match the bottom. And I applied the adhesive right onto my layout and ended up having to get that little gummy adhesive remover to take it off, because my desk is small and I have limited workspace, so I can't be, moving stuff around to apply adhesive. And then that was too long, so I just tore it off and attached it with my Tim Holtz tiny attacher. And then I'm going to flip the layout back over so that it makes sense. And I'm going to get the alphas from the kit, and they're like a gray with a slight pinstripe on them. I had some in a little dish there that I was going to use on something and didn't, so I went through those first. And I'm just putting the name of the gallery, which is the Cole Pratt. And then I thought I was going to use these whitewashed wood grain thickers to write out gallery, and I left this part of the video in here so you could see how I do this with the thickers. And this I learned from, like I said, from Tracy, Mercy Tiara. And on second, I'm just going to cut to what I ended up doing with the title, which was using some kind of tiny type stickers from that crepe paper line. So here, I think I'm going to use this brad, but like I said, it has the gold. And I ended up putting a camera paper clip on there that actually came in the mail today from Freckled Fawn. So I did not use that brad because it was gold. And then I added that little feather behind there to make it kind of stand out. I'm just applying a little more adhesive to the bottom there to make sure it stays in place. And now I'm trying to find something for my journaling. And I keep all my tags and stuff in this little bin here. I decided it needed something with a little bit more color, so I went through my Dear Lizzie tags, and I thought I was going to be placing it vertically, and then I decided that I liked it better horizontal. So the color had to change. I really wanted to add some more yellow, so I chose that yellow tag there. And then I left this in here too because I was going to do a little tab on it to pull out, but I thought it was too harsh, so I ended up taking that off. So I'm just going to journal onto that little tag and stick it underneath there, and I'll add some little arrows in a minute so you could identify that you should pull that out. Just going through my roller date stamps here to try to, I know there's an arrow on one of these, so I was looking through them to find it. And I did, and I decided not to use it. But I'm just kind of leaving this stuff in here so you can see my full process. Pulling out some ink. I love these American Crafts ink pads. I think people have been finding them like at Tuesday morning lately. So I pulled out the ones I have in pink, and I tried this roller date stamp and it just didn't stamp correctly. So I ended up going through my larger stamp sets to try to find a little arrow to use. And I ended up going with one from a Studio Calico stamp set that Kelly Perky designed, I believe. And it has a little arrow that was like the perfect size for that. So I thought I was going to do it in gray, didn't like it, so I ended up using the blush, a really pale, like a ballet pink, and just put 2 little arrows on there. Nothing fancy. Now I'm going through these sequins that came with the kit to try to add some embellishment to it. I thought I was going to like that gray one there, but it was too bright, like too dark, contrasting. So I ended up not going with that. And then I just I'm going to pull out my watercolors here, and I love mists, but I find that once I've already adhered everything, it's a lot easier to control the watercolor. So I'm just mixing some color here with the pink, and then I wanted a, oh, and the yellow too. Then I wanted a kind of light blue, so I just mixed the white and a kind of tealish blue. And then I wanted a mint green, so I used the same base, added more white and a little bit of green to get like a mint green color. And then I'm just going to dry the paint so that way I can go ahead and adhere some embellishments. And for that I'm going to use the sequins that I pulled out and some of my Mind's Eye enamel dots, which I know everybody's obsessed with because they're awesome, and different colors and sizes, and I just kind of sporadically place them around the paint splotches. I just really love that look of kind of gems and enamel and sequins and all of it mixed together. So that is what I'm doing here. And then I got these little star rhinestones thingies, bling, whatever you want to call them. They're really cute. They're clear. They look like the Jenny Bolin ones that came in a Studio Calico add-on that I really wanted, but I didn't want the add-on. So those are kind of like a supplement for that, and they're a lot cheaper. Those are from Crate Paper, the Little Girl collection, and I love those shaped embellishments. Now I'm just outlining 2 times around the outside of this layout with 2 different nibs, one thinner and one thicker. And then I am done, and here's what it looks like. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed hearing how I finish out a layout. See you later.